Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 8:12 a.m., July 3rd, 2021. It's a beautiful Saturday, and it is also my beautiful wife's birthday. Feel free to stop on by Miss True Perception's page and wish her a happy birthday. You would probably make her day. Moving on. The last few days, Digital Asset Investors really laid out some solid content, and I just want to kind of throw a bunch of it together with a couple extra things and really paint the picture for you guys that I've been staring at this entire time. You always see the zero doubt post whenever I talk about XRP. And this is going to show you why I really feel like the resolution will be a positive one, because some of the stuff coming to light right now it's big. So strap in, hold on, and get ready. None of this is speculation either. These are all facts. He says, quite the head scratcher here. William Hinman, now an advisor partner to Andreessen Horowitz, an early Ripple investor. He's joined alongside Katie Huan, who was with the Department of Justice in 2015 when Ripple was fined by FinCEN and declared a virtual currency. She signed off on it. So what's interesting about that is here's the article from 2015 from the DOJ, and you basically see right here where they're talking about them selling virtual currencies. It's the second largest digital currency. So it was declared through all this to already be a currency. So keep that in mind. You go over to Catherine Hahn's page, who's a general partner in Andreessen Horowitz, and let's just go through her resume right quick. She's very well educated. She speaks 3 languages. We'll just start from the bottom. She was a law clerk at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Council. She was a law clerk at the U.S. Supreme Court. She was a major attorney at Sidley Austin LLP. She worked at the Department of Justice for 11 years as an assistant U.S. attorney and digital currency coordinator and counselor to the Attorney General. She's also a lecturer of law at Stanford University, where she teaches subjects ranging from blockchain to encryption to hacking and to Tor. She's also a sitting member of the board of directors of Coinbase. She's a board of directors of HackerOne. And again, it goes into lecture and management, where she teaches this class with economist Susan Athey. And obviously, we now know she's an Andreessen Horowitz partner. Now, what's interesting about the Susan Athey thing, they're teaching this blockchain stuff at school together. And 2 great people. She's a board member of Expedia, a couple other things. And, watch this. Oh. She's an advisor to Ripple Labs since 2013, joining the board of directors in 2014. Pay attention, people. Here he says, here's a bunch of coincidences, and just like me, a lot of us don't believe in coincidences. When they start to pile on, it's a little crazy. So, deal makers of the year: Li-Ming Chen and William Hinman of Simpson Thacher. Chen and Hinman shepherded Alibaba's $25 billion IPO in the New York Stock Exchange, the largest initial public offering in history. And there they are. Look at them. They're having a great time in that photo. Anyway, it goes over to show here where he's the senior vice president of Ant Group. And he was at one point a partner at Simpson & Thacher and Bartlett LLP. Interesting. So we're going to actually... Oh, yeah, here we go. Down here at the bottom. In 2021, Ant Group revealed at the Digital China Summit that it has been cooperating with the People's Bank of China since 2017 to develop and test CNY, an official digital currency, the digital yuan, people. Now, that's fine and dandy, right? Let's go over to his LinkedIn. We'll see what he's been up to. Another well-educated individual. He's got some legal background. Partner at Simpson Thacher, 06 to 16. Senior vice president at Ant Group for 5 years. What's interesting about that, we already know that they were there together. But then you get into Bill Hinman's. He was at Shearman and Sterling also. And then Simpson & Thacher. He was the director of the Security Exchange Commission of the United States. Now remember, they said since 2017, this other guy who worked here with him had been working on the digital yuan project. Or with the People's Bank of China. It's 2017. So he moves in over here as the director. Goes up to senior advisor, goes back to Simpson Thacher. He's bounced all over the place. We already know about all the craziness here. So now he's at Andreessen Horowitz. He's just moving on up. all those dates, these guys were together in several places along the way, which is very common in these sectors. I mean, they call it the revolving door at the SEC. It's like all Goldman guys. It's really crazy. So this article goes into how Alibaba's Ant could be bigger than some Wall Street banks. What you need to know about the dual IPO. Ant Group, which is an affiliate of Alibaba, they own a huge share, and we know about Alibaba, announced plans for its long-awaited dual listing in Shanghai. It runs Alipay. We've covered that, one of China's most popular mobile payment apps. It's all about payments, people. Ant Group has not priced its shares yet. Yeah, whatever. We don't care what it was valued at. Goes on, Rosalind Layton, who we did cover this article a few days ago, but what she's saying here, I didn't see her tweet. I had shared just the article. She's saying inconsistent treatment of XRP suggests regulators don't understand cryptocurrencies or that the SEC just doesn't like Ripple. Interesting. And this will play into that more. This is Joseph Lubin. Now, Joseph Lubin, let's just look at who Joseph Lubin is first. He is the CEO and founder of Consensus. He's a co-founder of Ethereum. And what I did not know until I started putting this video together, I did not know that he was a Goldman guy. I did not know that. He also went to Princeton. Guy's educated. What can I say? Anyway, so we're playing into the Ethereum thing, and I think the Goldman thing lends a little more narrative that I wasn't aware of. So now we come into this, and he's arguing with somebody, and he says it's not an IPO, it's a product sale. You can read about it here at ethereum.org. And notice he tags the SEC. He wants them on board with this. Look at us, No, I'm not. I thought that was directly to a link, but it's not. Now, what's interesting is he said it was a product sale, right? Now, at the time of that conversation, when this was all happening, the Ethereum network wasn't up and running like it is now. It was being created. They needed funding to actually create the damn thing. So, I'm sure it was like in development. I'm not saying it was like at ground zero or anything, but it did not exist and it was not functioning. So, keeping that in mind, this was a thing we looked at a few days ago, but I narrowed it down to just this one clip of him calling it not an IPO, a product sale, basically insinuating that it was okay. Well, listen to what Bill Hinman says.
So just to be clear, for example, a book of a month club that we're joining on an ICO or a golf club membership, we're not expecting any financial gain there. That would not be considered a security. Am I right?
Fair enough. If you have that system up and running, if you have someone promoting the next golf course and is selling interests, and the architect and the land and all the key items aren't there yet, and you buy 25 memberships, that may be an investment.
So for the audience that are non-technical people, right, and they want to invest into Ethereum, how can, first of all, how does that work? I mean, when you guys were gonna launch in February, now it's been put
right.
forth,
So it's not the launch that we have. So we are going to start the Ether pre-sale in a couple of weeks. So the Ether pre-sale will be an opportunity for anyone to purchase Ether. Where Ether is the internal currency inside of the Ethereum system, sort of like the XRP and Ripple.
Now, is there a big window of opportunity for people to get in, or is there just like a one-day opportunity?
No, it's something we're thinking of. It might be 45 days, it might be 30, it might be 60 days.
Okay, so there's plenty of time.
Sort of an incremental thing, so the earlier you go in.
The earlier you get in, the better price you get.
The earlier you get in, the better price you get. That was Vitalik Buterin, the main founder of the Ethereum network. Here's a couple more details. So June 14th, 2018, Director Hinman announces that in his opinion, Ethereum is not a security. July of 2018, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance welcomes one of their newest members, Simpson Thatcher's own Hinman, pre and post SEC law forum and their newsletter. Great time to join. You can look right here. It tells you SEC William Hinman issues new remarks on whether crypto assets are securities, and that's where he said that he did not believe that Ethereum was. And here it is. Here's the newsletter. Boom. Newest members. It's all crazy to me, man. It's stuff. The more I get into this, the more it blows my mind. Now, Ant Financial's bigger picture ahead of IPO. This tags into that whole thing. It says it talks about back in 2015, the company was reported to have raised $4.5 billion in a funding round, which investors were China Investment Corp, just a bunch of Chinese banks. The fintech firm had been seeking to invest in huge tech companies, including MoneyGram International. However, the deal did not go through due to differences between China and the U.S. It was after the denial of the deal that the company decided to develop a blockchain-powered cash remittance service that would allow real-time cash transfers between Hong Kong and the Philippines. The deal was, however, taken over by Ripple Labs, which was heavily invested in MoneyGram to power remittances in the same corridor and other global corridors, its RippleNet system that taps on XRP-powered ODL. However, this did not stop the fintech company from pushing its goals to expand, yada, yada, yada. So we all remember that. Well, then we also remember when this came. It says, as if there couldn't be any more coincidences. Remember that company that stopped working with Ripple after the lawsuit was filed? I do. U.S. government blocks, and this is what's interesting, right around all that same time, or this is originally actually, the U.S. government blocks MoneyGram's $1.2 billion sale to Alibaba's Ant Financial. So when you look at that, the people that are working with Alibaba and Ant to do this whole digital expansion of the payment corridor blocks, the government blocks that, whatever, I wouldn't call it a merger, whatever you want to call it, that deal gets blocked. So Ripple gets it. So that just plays into the whole thing why these people would have a gripe with Ripple. You're messing with big money of theirs. He's not making that much money at the SEC. Believe that. Their whole goal was this biggest IPO of all time, then to move into the payment sector. MoneyGram was one of their main targets because of the volume. They got blocked. Ripple got the job. A couple years later, the same dude says, oh yeah, well, let's just go ahead and write this guy up. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and declare, Ethereum is a non-security and go ahead and get our thing on in that direction for the time being. But that's how I see it. That is a little bit of speculation, even though I said there wouldn't be. But that's the narrative it's building in my head. And he says here, I'm assuming it's normal for an SEC official to be getting paid by a company from communist China. This is from William Hinman's public financial disclosures. Hinman electrically signed on the 7th of June in 2017. And it says, Alibaba Group, Ant Financial, fees paid to law firm for my legal services while partner of that law firm. Filer's source of compensation exceeding $5,000 in a year. I mean, I'm sure it was way more than $5,000. I am not going to speculate on the amount of money they were paying him. And then, here it is again. Alibaba's Ant Group will let users test China's digital yuan. And this is recent. This is May of this year. So here we are, Alibaba and Ant, they're finally launching this whole thing. Now, they didn't get to use MoneyGram for testing, but they created other stuff. You got Alipay and all that other stuff that they did. In the last year, the People's Bank of China has distributed several $1 million worth of digital yuan throughout an app that is connected with the 6 major state-owned banks. My bank, an online bank in which Ant has a 30% stake, imagine that, there they are again, is now allowing some users to link their accounts with Chinese digital currency apps, State-backed China Securities Journal said on Monday. Ant did not confirm the exact nature of its participation in the digital currency project, but said that along with My Bank, the group will be involved with trials and research involving the digital yuan. I'm sure they don't have very many comments. Then we had, sorry about that, Jeremy Hogan has now stated that he believes the deposition will occur. Interesting in this Ripple motion is some juicy details where Hinman meets with the Ethereum Foundation and Consensus. Now remember, that's Joseph Lubin, same guy, shortly after the Ether is not a security speech. And I showed you guys this legal document the other day. I'm not going to show it to you again. I just wanted to reiterate that fact. And then John Deaton weighed in. Hinman's deposition isn't even a close call under applicable law. The truth should have its day. Why did he give an unnecessary, gratuitous speech on ETH and then meet with the Ethereum Foundation? And why are taxpayers paying his legal fees to fight a subpoena? That's the one I want to know. They are really trying to have him not come to court. That's that whole motion to quash the deposition. This is all about Bill Hinman. That's what we're talking about here. And then this is something I saw that Real XRP Boy posted, and it just played into this whole thing. And this is the World Economic Forum's analysis has yielded 6 key findings regarding the implications of distributed ledger technology on the future of the financial services. DLT has great potential to drive simplicity and efficiency. It is not a panacea. It is one of the many technologies that will form the foundation of next-generation financial services infrastructure. Applications of DLT will differ by use case, each leveraging the different technologies in different ways. Digital identity is a critical enabler to broaden applications to new verticals. Digital fiat, along with other emerging capabilities, have the ability to amplify benefits. And then right here, the most impactful DLT applications will require deep collaboration between incumbents, innovators, and regulators, adding complexity and delaying implementation. And we talk about all the time, is this lawsuit really coming after Ripple because you think they sold securities? Is it for Hinman and Clayton and all these guys, for financial gain? Do they have some sort of beef? Is that what it is? Or is the world really a stage? And did the SEC issue one of the sloppiest lawsuits in modern history on its face in order to slow Ripple down? Or was it even to just slow everything down? And this is speculation here. This is where I go with this stuff. I think this has been like a pit stop for the whole thing. It's not ready. And, everybody knows Ripple's technology to work. You can't just start with one bank. You have to have a network. You have to have people cooperating for this whole thing to work. That's part of the issue. XRP is also not worth enough yet for central banks to really want to use it for all their stuff, because, the value of XRP has to be worth more to transport all that money. That's another thing people don't understand. And banks aren't really gonna own XRP either. It's not gonna work like that. I just saw something about that the other day. I don't know if it was Brad Garlinghouse or David Schwartz or who it was, but they were saying banks don't necessarily need to hold XRP because they can just use it through the service when it's needed. So this whole delaying implementation is certainly happening with this lawsuit. I don't know if it's a beef and some sketchy financial gain. I don't know if it's all sloppy on purpose and the world really is a stage and we're just making this big show for the entire world, waiting for Congress to finally come down and say, okay, now we can do it, because we all know how Congress is. They're slow until they're not. And when they're not, it's like light speed, man. So, and they talk about, we've seen, I believe it was in the World Economics paper, they said that a flip the switch overnight approach was preferred in the vote. They did a vote on it, and everybody was pretty much like, yeah, we think that's what we're going to do. So you're going to wake up one morning and things are going to be different. And I hope you're ready for it. It's not financial advice, but, I'm going to jump off here, man. You guys have a good day. Enjoy the weekend.